अस्सलाम वालेकुम नाज़रीन, वाशिंगटन नाइट शो के साथ मैं हूं आपका मेजबान आसिम सिद्दीकी। 2020 इलेक्शन हमारा डेली शो इलेक्शन के बारे में बताता है और जो लास्ट स्पीच हुई है उसके बारे में भी आज हम बताएंगे। हमारे साथ डॉक्टर सबाहत हैं और डॉक्टर मकसूद चौधरी मौजूद हैं और यकीनन यहाँ पर जो है इलेक्शन को फॉलो करते हैं और नजर रखते हैं और काफी जान पहचान भी कांग्रेसमैन एंड रिपब्लिकन एंड डेमोक्रेट दोनों ही से हैं। आप दोनों का बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया।
शुक्रिया फॉर टू इनवाइट मी, थैंक यू।
मैं थोड़ा सा इंटरनेशनल न्यूज में जो खबरें आई हैं उसको थोड़ा सा मैं आपको बताऊंगा ताकि उसके बाद हम स्टार्ट कर सकें कि एक बैनुल-अक़वामी खबर एजेंसी है, वो लिखते हैं कि खाने पर होने वाली छीना झपटी जैसे इस सियासी मुबाहिसे में जीत इसी शख्स की हुई जिसके कपड़े इख्तिताम पर निस्बतन कम गंदे हुए। मंगल की रात को वो शख्स जो बाइडन थे और सिर्फ इसलिए कि इनका मकसद अमेरिकियों के सामने ये साबित करना था कि वो दबाव बर्दाश्त कर सकते हैं और ये कि बढ़ती हुई उम्र के बावजूद इनके जोश में कोई कमी नहीं आई। इन्हें ये दिखाना था कि वो तहकीर का सामना करते हुए भी अपने मिजाज को ठंडा रख सकते हैं। वैसे तो इस मेयार पर कायम रहे, इसके कुछ वजह डोनाल्ड ट्रंप भी रहे, जो मुसलसल मदाखलत करते रहे और इससे पहले के साबिक नायब सदर जो बाइडन खुद कुछ कहकर अपने पैर पर कुल्हाड़ी मारते, सदर ट्रंप इनकी बात ही काट देते। सदर ट्रंप की शख्सियत का गैर रवायती, जाराना, तहकीर आमेज और अफवाहें फैलाने वाला पहलू जो कि ट्विटर ट्रंप कहलाता है, वो 1.5 घंटा तवील इस मुबाहिसे में पूरी तरह वाज़े नजर आया। मगर सदर की बदकिस्मती ये कि अमेरिकी बशमूल इनके अपने हामी इनके सोशल मीडिया रूप को बेकशिश तस्वुर करते हैं। ये मुख्तलिफ अखबारों के खबरें थी। तो डॉक्टर मकसूद साहब, आपसे पूछूंगा कि वर्जीनिया में हमारे यहाँ इस तकरीर को आपका क्या ख्याल है कि क्योंकि यहाँ पर डेमोक्रेट है, कैसे देखते हैं, क्या रिजल्ट है?
First of all, thank you, Asim, for inviting me. I had a long day yesterday. I watched that debate to some degree, but generally speaking, this Northern Virginia where I live is heavily Democratic area, and people have, of course, their viewpoint, which are more geared towards the towards Democrat and their values. So while talking to my patient, and should we speak in Urdu or English? Yeah. So in that discussion, the general thing which I hear from almost everybody, hey, Trump was just aggressive and he was just try to snub him down, the opposite party, and he was just trying to dominate, interrupting, and being like a bullying people. So all those things are very, very obvious since his campaign in 2016. He has been, all his rallies, you see, he has been very aggressive. He can step on the stand and say, hey, I can shoot somebody and nobody can ask me anything, and I will defend you, go and beat. So these kind of remarks were very obvious. His body language was very obvious, and people have not good feeling about that one. In our area, a lot of people are doing early voting, and as you can see, the same time in Fairfax County, there were people from the vigilante group. Those President Trump wanted to encourage them to keep doing these kind of activities. They were there on the outside the Fairfax County where the voting was going on, and they were stopping the people who were going to the vote. So this is the same thing almost, I believe, all other urban areas might be happening. So it's a kind of challenging time, and President Trump again has proved himself that he wants to snub people. He wants to push them down. He does not care what he said earlier and what he wants to say next. He just wanted to be kind of boss of a mafia organization, so he can get along with anything he wanted to.
Yeah.
So
अच्छा डॉक्टर साहब, हम आपसे अर्ली वोटिंग के हवाले से भी सवाल करेंगे। मैं डॉक्टर सबाहत की तरफ जाऊंगा। नाज़रीन, डॉक्टर सबाहत एक प्रोग्राम भी करते हैं माजी के झरोकों से। पाकिस्तान की पॉलिटिक्स में काफ़ी इनकी नज़रें हैं और जो पाकिस्तान की तारीख है उस पे बहुत गहरी नज़र रखते हैं। अब डॉक्टर सबाहत, अब आप ये बताइए कि ट्रंप और बाइडेन की इस स्पीच को आप किस तरह देखते हैं?
देखिए, it was very interesting to watch and compare. Let me first tell that I'm a registered Republican, लेकिन मैंने always कैंडिडेट दे के वोट दिया और बहुत दफ़ा डेमोक्रेटिक प्रेसिडेंशियल कैंडिडेट्स को भी वोट दिए हैं। तो पर्सनली you see and judge a candidate, लेकिन हालात पिछले कुछ 8 से 10 साल में बहुत डिफरेंट हो गए हैं। एक ज़माने में आप पुरानी पॉलिटिक्स देखें तो very historic debates among candidates, Republican and Democrat candidates, on the issues which were relevant to our national interests and foreign policy and how to improve healthcare. So that was the time era in which the real issues were discussed and raised. Now we are in a time frame, maybe this is happening everywhere. If you look around, same issue in India, in Pakistan, or in all other countries, it's something similar political culture to blame each other, mudslinging, and be aggressive. So this is a new era I can see. सबसे बड़ा मुझे, obviously I'm supporting Joe Biden this year, लेकिन सबसे बड़ा मुझे फिक्र यही था कि कहीं ये जोश में आके कुछ ऐसा ना मुंह से निकाल दें जो कि इन्हें हर्ट करे. He's ahead of Trump in polls, and these 3-4 weeks are very critical.
Right.
That was the biggest worry I had. Lekin luckily he kept himself under control and I'm happy that he did effectively.
लेकिन आप ये देखें, जो खबर आई थी जिसमें मेरा ख्याल है BBC ने ये लिखा था कि अगर ट्रंप उनको मौका देते बोलने का तो वो अपने पैरों पे खुद कुल्हाड़ी मारते।
That may be right.
हाँ, तो ऑब्जर्वेशन उनकी भी बहुत अच्छी है। अच्छा डॉक्टर मकसूद साहब, आप अर्ली वोटिंग के हवाले से बात, और फिर यहाँ पे जो इस्लामिक सेंटर है, मुसलमानों का भी जो एक है रोल होता है पाकिस्तान के अमेरिका के इलेक्शन के अंदर, तो आप कैसे देखते हैं कि इस वक्त जो है, क्या आपको लगता है कि इस वक्त ज्यादा लोग, क्योंकि कोविड-19 की वजह से पहले मस्जिदों में आके लोग बताते थे, तकरीर करते थे, अब वो शायद टाइम नहीं है, मस्जिदों में उस तरीके से वो नहीं आ सकते, लेकिन आपको लगता है कि इस दफा लोग वोट डालने जाएंगे, या फिर अर्ली वोटिंग में किस तरीके से आप देख रहे हैं जो मुसलमानों को, कि वो वाकई इंटरेस्टेड हैं इन सब चीजों में, अभी नजर आ रहा है?
You have reminding people to go and vote early. This is going on right now as we speak, and there are a lot of Muslim organization in the area. They are not only Muslim, even civic organization. They are working hard on that one. You can talk about CARE, you can talk about Engage, ICNA, ISNA, and all those people, they are doing it. And even on the local level, there are people who are reminding each other and doing, at least in area where I am, in the Fairfax County and the surrounding area, Loudoun County. So there is a significant number of people who has already gone and voted. And I talking to my wife a couple of days ago that she should go and do it before it's late, and remind all those people. So does, I believe, there are many other people who are reminding each other. As far as the Islamic issues and things are concerned, while looking on presidential debate, president has always been Islamophobe, and his supporters, if you analyze one by one, all of them, they have been even before President Trump came in power, they have been strongly, aggressively, very well organized way, has been defaming Islam and Muslim in the country. Their fear, not their fear. Their strategy has been just to make Muslim feel a different group, which is not even human. They um, so that has been created through media, because they control media, all the power. These people, rich people, as you know, even if you see the president's tax return, being a developer, being a property owners, and all those people, they have special privilege, and their property get devalue, but they get the tax rebate. Although the property is appreciating, but there is and similarly they take the tax, pay the tax, then they take all those tax deduction as they go by. So these kind of things, so that is affecting. So those people are supporting these kind of candidates. His agenda has been, since beginning, he has been pretty much against Muslim and Islam, not hiding anything. He has been very open. Before, if you go here, report how these Islamophobes, they have been working at that time. If you read their book, they have been, all those, that was time before 2016, they were the background, they were hiding somewhere and doing things, but now it is apparent, and coming out and making statement, stand back and stand by. That is for Proud Boy. This is a big signal, and they have made this thing as a logo. And these are the people who hate Muslim and who hate Jews, and they have showed this repeatedly. They, by attacking synagogue, by inciting Muslim, not only nationally in here, but even in New Zealand, in Canada, and all those massacre has occurred. And their gun control, which they are advocating very openly, which, so there are so
मतलब आपका कहने का मकसद ये कि ट्रम्प जो है वो जो भी है वो बोल्ड है और अपने ख्यालात का इजहार जो है वो डंके की चोट पे करते हैं, चाहे उस पे उसका असर लोग कुछ भी लें। यही कहने का मकसद है आपका।
You're right. You're on the target. That's true.
अच्छा, मैं डॉक्टर सबाहत की तरफ चलूंगा। डॉक्टर साहब, इमिग्रेशन के हवाले से बहुत सारे जो फैसले हैं ट्रम्प ने वो ऐसे लिए हैं जिसकी वजह से इंटरनेशनल इमिग्रेशन जो है वो बड़ा खटाई, मतलब प्रॉब्लम में फंस गया। लेकिन क्योंकि लास्ट 8-9 महीने से कोविड-19 की वजह से इमिग्रेशन पे काफी, मतलब सब चीजें रुकी हुई हैं। लेकिन आपने देखा कि अपना में भी जैसे डॉक्टरों का जो था एक प्रोसेस आने का, फिर इमिग्रेशन जो बाकी 6 ममालिक में बिल्कुल स्टॉप कर दी गई हैं, और फिर कोर्ट का जो ऑर्डर आता है, जैसे अभी हालिया ऑर्डर आया कि उन्होंने इमिग्रेशन की जो फीसेस बढ़ाई थी वो उस पर पाबंदी लग गई है, वो फीसेस नहीं बढ़ी हैं। तो आपको लगता है कि ट्रम्प के आने के बाद जो इमिग्रेंट्स के लिए एक मुश्किल मरहला होगा अमेरिका में आने का?
देखिए, इमिग्रेशन इज अ क्रिटिकल पार्ट ऑफ डेवलपमेंट ऑफ यूएसए। हिस्ट्री को अगर आप देखें गौर से तो यहाँ पे इन्होंने द प्री प्लान्ड एंड encouraged people who are specialists in their fields and facilitated them to come to states. And this is one major reason for the growth and where America stands these days. Unfortunately, as I said in the past 8 to 10 years, this is the mainstream agenda by some organizations, and Trump is part of that, to discourage immigration, specifically immigration from certain specific religion, people belonging to certain religion and certain countries. I guess lately this is an election stunt more than what I say. Once elections are over, whether it is Trump or Biden, I think things will change again, because at the end of the day, there is an establishment sitting at the background. They watch what is going on. They plan for the future of this country, and accordingly policies were changed. आपको एक मैं मिसाल देता हूँ, इन्होंने एक शुरू की थी वीजा लॉटरी आउट ऑफ नोवेयर,
बिल्कुल
पिछले 30 साल से वो चल रही है। अगर वो वीजा लॉटरी ना होती तो इनको जो वर्कर्स कहाँ से लेके आते ये? आप सोच सकते हैं कि कोई लोकल अमेरिकन विल वर्क to clean the streets or as a worker in a small service industry. So they need these people, and in one way or shape, this will continue. Though this is, as I said, election stunt lately, and I think once elections are over, so things will be different. What we see right now.
अच्छा, what about the students? Like हमने देखा कि इन्होंने एकदम कहा कि जनाब तमाम इंटरनेशनल स्टूडेंट वापस जाएं. उसके बाद जो है वो हार्वर्ड और दूसरी बड़ी बड़ी यूनिवर्सिटीज ने कहा कि हम मुकदमा करेंगे सुप्रीम कोर्ट में. उसके बाद उनको ये फैसला वापस लेना पड़ा, और अभी भी हमें लगता है कि शायद इंटरनेशनल स्टूडेंट्स पे भी पाबंदियां लगेंगी या नहीं लगेंगी. तो आपका क्या ख्याल है कि पाबंदी लगने के क्या नुकसान होंगे और नहीं लगने के क्या फायदे होंगे?
Well, the bigger universities and colleges, they rely a lot on foreign students for their funding.
Yes.
So again, the problem will come up down the road. If they cannot meet their budgetary needs, they will start pressurizing the government, open up, because we cannot function.
Right.
At the end of the day, they have to pay the salaries and the benefits to all the employees or professors or staff. So if there's no money rolling in, government is not going to pay this money. So in one way or shape, there are pressure groups, there are organizations. They will pressurize the sitting government to bring some changes. And again, with time, so they go on one side and then they have to come back to the other side. So it's a swing of pendulum which happens from time to time.
राइट. डॉक्टर मकसूद साहब, आपने स्पीच देखी. अगर मैं आपसे कहूं कि कैन यू कंपेयर बिटवीन ट्रम्प एंड बाइडेन, कि किसकी परफॉर्मेंस इस डिबेट में, क्योंकि जैसा कि मैंने पढ़ के सुनाया था कि नेक्स्ट डिबेट शायद लोग उतना इंटरेस्टेड ना हो देखने के लिए जितनी इस डिबेट में उन्होंने देखा कि कुछ भी नहीं मिला सवाए तूफान बदतमीजी के. यही कहेंगे. तो आप कंपेयर करें बिटवीन बाइडेन एंड ट्रम्प को इस स्पीच में.
वो जो अपेरेंट चीज जो है ना, उसमें बाइडेन वाज probably prepared to address the nation, and excuse me, and he was that one. He was continuously focusing away from Trump towards the camera and addressing the nation and giving them his trying to explain how he is going to turn all those devastating things which are happening at this moment, which include the criminal justice reform, climate and healthcare, immigration and all those. So he was pretty focused compared to President Trump, who was more like there to interrupt not only Joe Biden, but even the person who is Wallace, who was the debating, who was the person there to conduct the debate. He was continuously trying to make him a party that hey, you are on the leftist and things. So I think in this whole debate, what people were expecting Joe Biden to perform poorly, he has done pretty good job, and he has he was occasionally kind of little bit got lost his temper when he said you are like a joker, or so but generally speaking he did pretty good. And I think Democrats, people who are in the campaign, they are seems pretty happy with the performance. They don't feel like it's a win, but at the same time they don't feel that it is really loss.
अच्छा, इसमें एक जो इंटरनेशनल अखबार है उसने लिखा कि इस बेलॉ बहस यानी अननेसेसरी बहस का जो असर है वो इस इलेक्शन पे पड़ने वाला नहीं है. 10 में से कोई एक अमेरिकन भी जो है वो अपना इरादा इस बहस को देख के चेंज नहीं कर सकता. तो ये मेरा ख्याल है बड़ी जबरदस्त ऑब्जर्वेशन है अखबारों की भी जो इंटरनेशनली कवर करते हैं.
Yeah, that's true. लेकिन there is one thing is going to change. That is the rules of debate in president.
That's right. डॉक्टर सबाहत, आपके साथ भी मैं यही क्वेश्चन करूंगा कि कैन यू कंपेयर.
Yes. देखिए, because I am at I'm in two areas. I am in the center of Democratic hub, which is Fairfax County, and on the other side, I am in rural USA, in center of New York State, where it is all Republican country. So in my surrounding in New York, I guess in the past 200 years, never a Democratic congressman was elected ever in
Wow.
the constituencies around me. So this is a true Republican, area, and it's if you see discussion among the staff members in the hospital, obviously they're not going to change. So what they're going to vote accordingly. So same way in Fairfax County, when I see and meet and patients and the staff, and it's a completely different ball game, and completely different understanding about the things, and different opinion. So in my personal opinion, probably more than 80% population has already decided which way they're going to vote. Unless and until a major disaster will happen, I don't think so things are going to change. And obviously, this disaster or any major issue can be created or can erupt in those 6 swing states, in the battleground states, where the actual election is going to happen.
Like
Rest
last year, last election.
last election, exactly. Rest of the, I will say, 44 plus states, nothing's going to change. They're going to go the same way they were before. So these 6 states are critical. That is why all the candidates, they are focusing there. They're spending money, with the ads and everything. Unfortunately, Hillary Clinton in the last presidential election kind of thought that she is winning whatever happens, and that was her mistake. She lost concentration in the last few weeks of election time frame, and that was a big mistake and big problem, especially Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is close to where I am. So, and we were watching, and we were thinking, why is she not campaigning there, doing nothing? Anyway, so that is
नहीं, ये
my
आप वाली बात जो है ना, ये बिल्कुल सही है। हमारे जो लास्ट मैंने जो इलेक्शन पे प्रोग्राम किया था, तो उसमें एक साहब ने ये बताया कि उन्होंने हाई ऑफिशियल्स से कहा कि जी आप लोग इतना नीचे जा रहे हैं, बाइडेन जो है उसके नंबर्स इतने ऊपर हैं, तो आप लोग मतलब कुछ कर क्यों नहीं रहे? तो उन्होंने कहा कि अगर हमारे नंबर नीचे जा रहे हैं, ये हमारे लिए अच्छा है, क्योंकि अगर हमारे नंबर ऊपर चले गए तो हम कुछ करना छोड़ देंगे। तो हम अपने तौर से कुछ कर रहे हैं। ज़रूरी नहीं है कि हम बहुत सारी चीज़ें आपको मीडिया पे भी आके बताएँ। हम अभी नीचे ही अच्छे लग रहे हैं, क्योंकि हमारी मेहनत, हमें और ज़्यादा मेहनत करना पड़ रही है, और हम इसको जारी रखेंगे। और मतलब उनकी एक अपनी ऑब्जर्वेशन थी। मैं डॉक्टर मकसूद साहब से पूछूँगा, मकसूद साहब, इलेक्शन जो हमारे इस एरिया में होते हैं, आप किस तरीके से कंपेयर करेंगे? जैसे लास्ट 10 इयर्स में आपको लगता है कि साउथ एशियन हैं, डिफरेंट रिलीजन के, क्योंकि आपके साथ एक अच्छी चीज़ जुड़ी हुई है कि आप तमाम रिलीजन्स को जो है ना वो मतलब पढ़ते भी हैं, उनसे मिलते भी हैं, और उनके लिए बहुत छोटे-छोटे कॉर्नर या अपने घर के अंदर भी जो है आप मुख्तलिफ तकरीब भी जो है रखते हैं। तो आपको लगता है कि लास्ट 10 इयर्स में लोग ज़्यादा अमेरिकन इलेक्शन को फॉलो ही नहीं कर रहे, बल्कि उनका हिस्सा भी बन रहे हैं, वॉलंटियर काम भी कर रहे हैं। हमने देखा कि कई जगह पे कि पाकिस्तानी वॉलंटियर, अरबी वॉलंटियर, जूइश वॉलंटियर, ये भी काफ़ी लोग हैं। वॉलंटियर काम करना भी इस मुल्क की खूबसूरती है। तो आपको लगता है कि लास्ट 10 इयर्स में जो है कुछ तब्दीलियाँ आई हैं?
Absolutely. With the age, as I have been, getting my own personal experience, that I have felt the changes. But looking on the election cycle, what I personally feel every time it's election, it's a cold day. That's one thing I remember. That has not changed, but maybe changed a little bit because of the climate change. But so. But I have seen the number of immigrant being seen on the polling station in the form of either the polling agent or the supporting staff. They have been to some degree increased. And of course, the number of people who are going to vote, demographic has changed a large degree. As you know, that a lot of counties in our area, they were used to be more Caucasian and African American. Now they are changing to more like a Asian and immigrant community. So the changes in the polling station is happening. As far as the interfaith community is concerned, I think there has been good consensus that these people are taking it serious and they understand the dilemma they are facing, because of any time any of the leader is divisive, it's not good for the community. Just like in our Tyson area, they have created a Tyson clergy, where we have 50 different religious organizations of this area, and they have their own agenda. And the Fairfax County is heading the lead. Sandy Chisholm is the she chair in the Fairfax County, and she guide this effort. And there has been a lot of volunteerism as well as activism in these Tyson clergy. And as you know, in the Tampa Road Echelon, where we twin for interfaith activities, and they are also actively involved. And there is there's a lot of good thing happening. Whenever there are challenges, opportunities come. As there has been attacks on synagogue, and think there are people Muslim going to synagogue and supporting them morally, and same thing happening otherwise. All those Jews and Christians, they coming to Adam Center, McLean Islamic Center, and doing it. And so does all those elected officials. They come to the even
Right.
Islamic Center is small center, but there are a lot of candidate and elected officials. They come and wanted to be there. They feel good. Rather than asking them to come, they ask us to come. They want to come.
बिल्कुल। मैं लास्ट क्वेश्चन आप दोनों से पूछूंगा। ट्रम्प साहब ने एक ऐसा बयान दिया जिसके बाद खुद रिपब्लिकन जो है उन्होंने उस बात को जो है डिनाई नहीं किया, बल्कि उसको पसंद भी नहीं किया। पावर ऑफ ट्रांसफर, जब ट्रांसफर जब कर रहे हैं आप, तो उन्होंने बातों बातों में ये बात कही कि शायद उस तरीके से ट्रांसफर ऑफ पावर ना हो सके जैसा कि रेगुलर हालात में होती होगी। डॉक्टर सबात, आप क्योंकि दूसरी स्टेट में भी हैं जहाँ पे रिपब्लिकन हैं, और आप क्या देखते हैं जब लाजिम बात है पेशेंट से भी बात करते होंगे या लोगों से मिलते होंगे, तो क्या इस वाले बयान पे आपको लगा कि रिपब्लिकन का एक आम कारकुन भी जो है इससे एग्री नहीं था?
I agree with you. Usually on this statement, the people are stunned. What did he say? Especially जब आप कोई पढ़े लिखे अपने colleague से बात करते हैं, तो they were kind of very disappointed. We have some traditions in this country, and he is kind of creating a chaos. He's encouraging those people who have guns and who have mentality to fight on every issue. So he's encouraging those elements in case any problem happens to come up and start chaotic situation around. So they criticize him. That is true. I have seen it even in very staunch Republicans. They do not like this, what he said.
Okay, Dr. Maqsood, यही क्वेश्चन आपके साथ.
Yeah, as Dr. Sabahat has said, it's very true. The Republican has gone to left. The Tea Party has become the party of Trump, and that's true one way. But at the same time, there are Republican has their own values. A lot of them, they are very religious, and as you know, all the religion, they teach the humanity and caring for each other. So they don't. A lot of people, they don't like what Trump has been doing or saying, and especially on the issue of this race and this white supremacist. and they not only denouncing or doing condonement for them, but he's actually boosting them, encouraging them to, okay, go, we are ready to defend you. So these things are definitely has gone bad for the for the party, but at the same time they see. I have been, you know, in my Rotary Club, I have one of my friend, he's veteran, and he was running for the one-time senator, Republican, because I had a history of being Republican for a long time, but since I changed, and he wanted to make me as their financial advisor and all those things, but when I discussed with him about the issues of this racism and things, he has his own clear vision on that one. That he has that kind of value inside, while Tea Party movement type. So these people, they have in the back of their mind, they think the immigrants, when they come in number, then they will become minorities, and that they feel that they have to do something to control, as they were being, the African American were being controlled while by making their security forces or the police department, and slowly they have, so there is both kind of people are there, but as you said, there are definitely certain people they have.
Right.
It's not a good thing what Trump is doing.
Right. थैंक यू नाज़रीन, हम अपना प्रोग्राम को क्लोजिंग की तरफ ले आ रहे हैं. डॉक्टर सबात, 30 सेकंड आप कुछ भी कहना चाहें, क्लोजिंग रिमार्क्स.
वेल, मैं एक चीज ऐड करूंगा जो अभी कुछ देर पहले आप जिक्र कर रहे थे कि एज अ कम्युनिटी, एज अ पाकिस्तानी कम्युनिटी, आई हैव सीन अ चेंज specifically after 9/11. Prior to that, we were not active, we were not even ready to register to vote, but after that things changed, and with time we are very active, and we are registering ourselves to vote, and we are participating in local politics. So I have seen this big change among the community.
बिल्कुल सही कहा नाज़रीन. 11 सितंबर के बाद जो है चेंजेस आई हैं, और ये बहुत बड़ी चेंजेस आई हैं. मैं डॉक्टर मकसूद चौधरी साहब से कहूँगा 30 सेकंड क्लोजिंग रिमार्क्स.
I would like to say we Muslim, we immigrant Pakistani Muslims specifically, they are already involved in the civic program, but they should be more actively involved. Every person should feel it's a responsibility, is their moral and religious duty and obligation to be part and parcel of this system, so they can make a positive impact on their community where they live and contribute the beautiful value Islam has given us.
थैंक यू सो मच. आप लोगों का, आप दोनों का बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया. नाज़रीन, हमारा ये 2020 इलेक्शन का जो प्रोग्राम है डेली हम करते हैं अपने चैनल पर. आप देखें, हमारी ऐप यूज़ कर सकते हैं. अब आप लाइफस्टाइल टीवी के नाम से है, आप उसको लाइफस्टाइल टीवी USA, तो उस ऐप को आप डाउनलोड कर लें, और ड्राइविंग करते हुए भी आप रेडियो ऐप भी यूज़ कर सकते हैं जिसमें सिर्फ आवाज़ आएगी. तो आप दोनों का बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया. कल तक के लिए इजाज़त दीजिए. खुदा हाफिज़.
खुदा हाफिज़. थैंक यू.
अब आपका होगा अपना घर, सपना घर.
Your dreams can come true. SAI Mortgage is key for you.
अपना घर खरीदने और रीफाइनेंस करवाने के लिए SAI Mortgage से राब्ता करें.
Don't make a move without SAI.